Welcome to a Victim Bites Back special, the first one in 2025, from Marrakesh in Morocco, where I still am enjoying the sunshine. And my daily main problem is, should I sit underneath the orange trees and relax to the smell of oranges, or underneath the olive trees and watch the olives on the branches? I love it in Morocco. In the evenings, I sit by the big pools and sip a cocktail as I contemplate the world, which I intend to do over the next few minutes and let you know what my thoughts are about all the various happenings in the world as I myself relax and take in the sunshine, getting a sort of tan as I swim in the pool and lie on my lounger and think of you freezing to death in Great Britain. The fires and the wind in Los Angeles are awful. Those pictures of it are horrifying. But don't you notice that they look amazingly like Gaza, where the Israelis have been bombing the hell out of the Palestinians and killing literally tens of thousands of innocent people? So far, the death toll in Los Angeles is 10 from the fires. One does sort of wonder where humanity is going. Do they have their priorities right when the media shows us heartbreaking footage of families whose homes have burned down in California? Do you not think to yourself, really, we ought to be seeing 100 more families whose lives have been ruined and who've lost loved ones in Gaza? I really do sometimes despair about humanity. Did you see the excellent speech by David Davis, the Right Honourable MP, in the House of Commons about Lucy Letby? I have no idea whether Lucy Letby is innocent, guilty, or partly one and partly the other, but I do know that her trial stank, and that most people's trials stink, and that the system is broken. But what I found most frightening is that David Davis's excellent speech, where he gave many specifics as to why there should be a retrial for the Lucy Letby case, almost nobody was in the Commons, especially no women MPs, or very few. And I thought, don't they care? Admittedly, the speech was at about 8 o'clock at night, and obviously most of the people there, especially the women, had decided it was much more important that they should go and get their dinners, that they should listen to some old buffer waffling on about a miscarriage of justice. Wrong. My hope is that every single MP who wasn't there now gets falsely accused of some sexual crime, has to resign, and many of them are actually convicted for crimes that never happened and will end up in prison. Perhaps then people will wake up as to what's going on at the moment. I get quite a lot of people asking me, why do I go away so often? I usually have a couple of months in the sunshine during the winter months and 3 or 4 months in the sunshine during the summer months. I love to swim and I love the atmosphere around. Here in Marrakesh, all the hotels have magnificent buffets in the new year. On the first week or so of January, and you can get everything, the most incredible desserts and pies and fish dishes and everything else. And the people are standing around. This is them setting it up before they actually start serving. The food is terrific. You get a huge variety of fish and meats and chicken and grills and all sorts of things there. And you also have a band playing, I have to say, very badly. But it's always worth popping along for a quick listen and a quick meal and a quick delight. I love being in the sunshine And most of all, I love swimming. I like to swim. I used to swim about 5 hours a day. These days, I only manage about a couple of hours, sometimes even less than that, 2 or 3 half-hour sessions every day. But it does me the world of good, makes me feel healthy, gives me a great appetite, and meanwhile I can continue working and doing all the things one has to do in the normal day, busily, feverishly going along. Regulars will know I'm not a Donald Trump fan. I don't really like the look of the man, and I'm opposed to about 90% of his policies. But I've been very sympathetic to him on for several reasons. One is that he dared to take on the media, and he won twice, actually, coming up for his second presidency. Secondly, I've got to say the opposition used appalling tactics, of course, false allegations about sex again, in order to try and stop him becoming president again. And he fought that, and he won on almost every level. On the one thing he didn't win in, that awful woman, Stormy, whatever her name is, I think that will all be reversed when he gets to be president. I think he can do that. Who knows? It doesn't really matter one way or the other. But I just thought the tactics were ghastly, and I supported him in his battle against that. I now hope that now he's president, he actually supports people who have had to face false allegations and possibly even miscarriages of justice and wrongful convictions. Some of us know people who've been through that. I'd love to see that happen, and I'd love to see the rest of the world wake up to it. People like King Charles, who I really rate. I think he's a good man, a decent man, and a very fine king. But he should not assume his brother Andrew is guilty of any kind of sexual activity that he shouldn't have been. The man has not been found guilty in a court of law, is 100% innocent of everything except being the victim of a blackmailer. I see record sales are up again, and everybody's saying music is terribly healthy. I'm sorry, I don't think it is. I think what happened is that they've managed to increase the amount of music streamed or bought online or whatever by fans of specific artists or specific types of music, most of whom are not making mass appeal music. I dare say all of whom are not making mass appeal music. So the result is you can get quite a lot of money in selling to the fans of those sort of artists or genres. But what you don't get is the vast majority who would buy something if it had mass appeal. And that is the music that really matters, because that's what crosses over and becomes important to many, many people who are not really basically even music fans, but who love a certain sound and a certain track. And that's gone completely missing from the music industry, which means it's become a tiny specialist luxury area instead of what it was in the 60s and 70s and 80s in my time, when it was not a luxury at all, but an absolute necessity for life, like food and drink and breathing. Well, that's it from sunny Marrakesh in Morocco, and another A Victim Bites Back special. In fact, the first for 2025. If you'd like to see me continuing to do these odd occasional videos, do let me know, comment or send me messages or whatever. But otherwise, for the moment, see you next time.